Hey everyone, welcome to Fresh Library YouTube channel. Today in this class, we are going to discuss about what is data store, what is a file. In our SQL class, we are going to learn about all these. By the end of this class, you are able to learn about what is data store and what is a file, how the file is managed when it was introduced, okay, how in which format the data or file will be stored, okay. You are going to learn about all these topics, okay. Without any further delay, let's start our session. um, Before proceeding into our today's class, let's have an overview of what we have discussed in the last class. What we have discussed in the last class. So in the last class, we have discussed about what is SQL and what is PLSQL. Okay, so SQL is an structured query language. Structured query language. It is a non-procedural language. It is called as a non-procedural language. Why it is called as a non-procedural language? Why? Because it won't support any programming in this language. In SQL, not provide uh, SQL doesn't write any programs in the script. So, but in PLSQL we can write the programs. So that's why it is called as an programming language. And SQL is completely query based language. In PLSQL we can find programs, but in SQL we can only find queries like this. These select, update, insert, delete are comes under it, the queries. Okay, so we have also discussed about control structures and iterational control structures. These are the examples of those. Okay, and PLSQL, it's a procedural or programming language. So we can write the programs using SQL queries. Okay, uh, but these are related to database and file management systems. Okay, so and we are also discussed about Oracle and database also. So what is database? Database is a collection of interrelated data, and uh, the main role of the main real-time applications of these database are in banking applications, e-commerce, emails processing, machine learning, artificial intelligence. Okay, so what is the purpose of database? Database is used for two purposes. First one is OLTP and second one is OLAP. So OLTP is transfer, full form is online transaction processing, while LAP stands for online analytical or analysis processing. Online analytical or analysis processing. And we have also discussed about CRUD operations: create, retrieve, update, insert, delete. And we have next discussed about server. Okay, in server we are having four types mainly: web server, database. Of course, we are having so many types, but we have discussed about only these web server and database application and DNS. So, and especially we had learn about database servers. Okay, and the history of database is in structured data type and unstructured data type. Okay, and information. We have also discussed about information. Information is nothing but after processing of data, we can achieve some meaningful data is called as an information. For suppose, let's take in your small example. Now we are going to two with them, two. Okay, two into two or two multiply two. So, uh, two multiply two. That means that we are processing the data. What we are processing here, processing is multiplication. Okay, so let for example only I have taken that uh, 2 into 2 matrix, I mean mathematics. Okay, so it will process 2 into 2 equal to 4. Okay, 4 is the information, 2 into 2 is the data, and we are processing the data by the means of multiplication. That is the and the output of that data is 4. That is called that we can call as an information. Okay, now today's our session is about what is data store. What is data store? I'm going to write here. So what is data store? A data store is the or nothing but we can where we can store the data permanently, where we can store the data permanently. If we save or store the data permanently, then that is called as an data store. Then that is called as an data store. It is a normal and general definition, everyone can understand, as I hope. Okay, so here I am going to write the definition for this data store, where we can store data permanently. Where we can store data permanently. Okay, the examples of these are first one, books. So previously, and before coming before uh, computers generation, we had used books for storing data in the form of registers or in the form of files. Okay, files means normal physical files, not a computer files. Okay, computer files are called as in soft copies, but normal physical copies are called as in hard copies, right? So before using computers, we have stored our data in the form of books. Okay, and we are not only stored in the form of books. Uh, Hence, when we started using computers, we have saved the data in the form of hard disks also. Hard disks. Next, pen drives. Next, files. We are having different kinds of files like flat files and normal files. Now I'm going to represent here flat files. Flat files. What I'm going to explain about these flat files. What is flat files? Okay. So here I am specifying the examples of flat files to understand easily in a better way. So the examples of these flat files are: first one, Notepad, and Word doc. Word doc means Word document. And next, Excel. Next, Excel means Excel sheets. etc. Okay. Next, so here I am going to represent the from here in next line. And after that, we started saving our data in the form of normal databases. Normal databases are different from relational databases, right? Normal database, and then we are also started using relational databases. Relational DBs. Give me a minute. etc. Next, so next, okay, data is stored in the form of files, right? Okay, data in the stored in the form of files. Okay, so what is file? What is file? So file is a collection of information stored in bytes or characters. A file is a collection of information stored in the form of bytes and characters. That means that collection of information. Collection of information means that thing, nothing but a collection of data. We can also called as data. The data collection of data or collection of information is called as an uh, and a collection of information that is stored in the form of bytes and characters. Okay, that is nothing but an file. That is nothing but an file. So here I am going to specify that here file. Sorry, file is a collection of collection of information stored in bytes or characters. Bytes or characters format. So collection of file is an collection of information stored in bytes or characters format. Next one, it was a first backend database in relation. Okay, I mean really real time. It was a first backend database in real time. So firstly, this data is stored in file. Okay, in real time, this is the first kind of application, or this is the first kind of database. Okay, this is the first kind of backend database in real time. So I am mentioning that here. It was a first backend database. It was a first backend database in real time. So it was introduced in which year? 1960s. So file is introduced in 1960s. Next, a file operation are managed by, so if files files has to manage. Okay, so if you want to manage these files like inserting, updating, deleting, creating, okay, creating a file, updating a file, deleting a file, if you want to do perform these kind of operations like inserting, updating, deleting, we must need one software. That kind of software name is called as an file system. Okay, the what this file system will do, it will manages the file system will manages the file system will manages the file. So here all all file operations are managed by file system. Okay, so here, what is a file system? What is a file system? File system is a software. File system is a software. So what is the use of this file system? It is used to manage files. It is used to manage files. Okay, so today what we have discussed in today's class, first one is information. Information is a processing of data, uh, then we can achieve some meaningful data. Okay, so after processing of some data, then we can achieve meaningful data, uh, that is called as an information. The data is called as an information. Example, 2 into 2, 2. So 2, the here the twos are data, and processing is multiplication. Processing is multiplication, and whatever the output we are going to get by multiplying 2 with the another 2, then that is called as an information. That is called as an information. And next, these information can be, we have to store. Okay, we have to store that information, right? So we will store that information in data store. We will store that information in data store. What is data store? Where we can store data permanently. So uh, we are we have to store that data. Okay, uh, and that data must be store permanently, not for temporary. Okay, so we are going to store that data permanently. So that kind of data, I mean that kind of store, or that kind of saving is nothing but an data store. So examples of these data stores are: first one, books. Before introduction of these computers or laptops, we have used books. Okay, we are storing that kind of information in the form of box, and then hard disks came into picture, and then pen drives, flat files. Examples of flat files are notepad, word document, excel sheets. Okay, these are coming into picture. Then we are, but these are having some drawbacks, so that's why they have introduced database concepts. Database. Okay, now we are having normal database and relational database. The relational database are examples of these relational databases are tables. Okay, relational databases are examples of these relational databases are tables. Okay, next, we have stored that data in the form of files. So what is a file? File is a collection of information stored in bytes or character format. File is a collection of information stored in the form of bytes and characters. Okay. So bytes means, what is byte? Byte is nothing but an binary numbers like zeros and ones. Zero and ones. Okay. And characters are nothing but text. Text is nothing but alphabets. Alphabets are nothing but small a to z and capital A to z. Those are all are comes under in characters. Okay, next, it was first backend database in real time. So file is in first backend database, and it is introduced in 1960s. And all file operations are managed by which system? File system. It was managed by file systems. What is file system? File system is a software. File system is a software. Okay, if you have any doubts regarding this session, then please comment below. And if you found that, if you feel that this information is helpful for you, then please like and share it with your friends. Okay, and if you want more updates and latest updates from our channel regarding SQL or Python or Linux, then please subscribe to our channel. You may get instant updates. Okay, thanks for watching.